here and I'm the head teacher at Sitwell Infant School, which is a school that you're going to be starting at next week. We just wanted to make a little video to show you all around our school because you weren't able to come and do your transition visits in July. So we're going to take you all around to show you how to get into your new classrooms. I'm going to show you all around school and then your class teacher will show you your classroom as well. Alright, let's go! When you first come to school, you'll come onto Grange Road here and your grown-ups will bring you through the grey gate there that'll be open, and to get to our school you're going to come over here and go up through this little gate here, and you'll see on the floor we've got lots of signs to tell you to keep your distance from other families and to make sure you're following the one-way system. So when we get to the end of this part here, if you are in foundation, one of our foundation classes, you're going to turn to the left here to go to one of your classes. So for foundation we're going to turn left and we come straight away to class 6 and class 7, and they have a ramp that goes up to their classroom, and you can see here we've got the lines as we're lining up to go in to the classroom. So when you come, Mrs. Haig and Miss Todd will be waiting at the top of the ramp for you to take you in. So we'll give big hugs to grown-ups as we go inside, and then they will be able to go down the one-way system straight back to the gates again. If you are in class 8 though, we're going to follow the one-way system around and go down here through the gate, and then at this part here, this is the only bit that isn't one way, so if there's people coming the other way we've just got to be patient and wait for them. Okay, we're going to go all the way along here. Turn around the corner, and this brings us to outside of class 8 where Miss Hainsworth will be waiting for you to take you in to your classroom. And then once your grown-ups have dropped you off, they'll be able to follow the one-way system all the way back round here, and we'll go down. We go just onto the junior playground and we follow the arrows all the way out to the main gates that lead you back out onto Grange Road, and we're asking parents to do that as quickly as they can. So if you're in class 6, 7 or 8, once you're in your classroom, you'll spend your learning time in your classrooms, but then when it's lunchtime you will come outside from class 8 around this corner, or from class 6 and 7 down the ramp, and we will go up here and we will go up onto the playground to play some games together. Okay, so we will have some of the playground marked out for each class, so you'll know, and you'll have a lunchtime leader that will come and play games with you and help you out at lunchtime. So we're making sure we're doing lots of activities and getting lots of fresh air. Now unfortunately all of the equipment outside here we can't use at the moment, so we're not allowed to play in the ball court, we're not allowed on the equipment around the sides, and that's because there's lots of children in school and we're not allowed to all be touching the same equipment. Okay, when you're in foundation you can use your outdoor, but out here we're just going to be playing on the playground. Okay, and then when it's time to come back inside, we'll line up on these lines here with your grown-up at the front, and then we'll walk all the way back down and go back down to our doors outside our classrooms. Now sometimes you might need to, or your grown-ups might need to, come to reception. So as we come down here on the playground, we walk all the way around here, look, and we can see the arrows again to help us. And so we go down here, down the ramp, and we come come to our reception. So here we can see our lovely new doors that let us into school. And so if your grown-ups need to pop into reception to see Mrs. Roper or me or Mrs. Darkin, then this is where they will come. So they'll buzz on the door and let us in. Sometimes you might come in through this way as well and go down the corridor. Maybe if you're having PE outside, maybe on the field, you'll come in this way as well. So let's go inside and see what it looks like. Okay, so we're going into reception now, and this is where Mrs. Roper and Mrs. Darkin work, and this is where if parents have got any questions they can go here to ask and find things out. And we come through reception here, we come through, and over here we've got all of our Sitwell Superstar staff members. So when you come in you can try and have a look to see if you can spot us on our display. So everybody's there who works in the school. There is quite a lot of us, but one big family. So and you'll get used to knowing everybody very quickly, I'm sure. Now our school, you'll know, is all on one long corridor all the way down to the bottom. So if you're in class 1 or class 2, then you're going to turn to the right here. And down this side here, we've got class 1's coat pegs. They're all ready. And here is where you will go into class 1. Now outside every classroom you'll see we've had new soap dispensers put in so that you can clean your hands as you're coming into school and as you're moving around into different areas to make sure you're keeping nice and clean. If you are bringing sandwiches from home and you're in class 1, this is where they will go on your trolley. Okay, got some lovely work on the wall already from our topic before the holidays. And then class 2's pegs are just here on the other side. Okay, and then your sandwiches, if you're going to have them, are going to be here just outside your classroom, and they'll be cleaned when you bring them in every day. Now over in reception here, we've got our board, which tells everybody what we're going to be doing every day. Now normally people would come in and see what we're going to be up to, but at the minute we can't do that. So Mrs. here will be putting lots of things online so that you can see them. So the next place to show you is our hall. Now some of you, those of you who are coming back to school, will notice that these are different doors to before. These are our new doors. We've had new doors fitted, we've had lots of work done in the holidays. And so when we come into the hall, Mr. Green's been very busy, it's all nice and clean. And so this is our hall area. So over here, we have our very important Sitwell superheroes. And we talk about these a lot in school, and you'll be finding out lots about them again this year. And so we've got our Captain Kindness, we've got Respecto, Honesty Hunter, Gentle Guardian, Determinator, and the Communication Crusader. And as you come into your class, we'll start learning about them straight away. And over here, this shows you all of our special badges that you're hopefully going to work towards over this year. So we've got our bronze badge, so that's the first badge that you work towards, and then your silver, and then your gold. And if you get to your gold, we have a very special celebration at the end of the year that all of our gold children get to go to. And then over here, on this side, we have a special board called Special Mentions. So normally we would have a lovely assembly with parents, and we would invite them in. Somebody from each class would come every week, and we would celebrate something special about them. It might be some work that they've done, it might be their excellent attitude, and hopefully that will start up again really soon. And over here we have our Hearts of Gold, and their children who got their gold award last year. We want everybody to know who they are because they've worked really, really hard. Okay, now the hall is very empty at the moment, but when you come back in September, you will be using the hall for PE. Normally, this is the space where we would have assemblies all together and we would have a lunchtime all together. At the moment, we can't do that, so we're just going to be using it for our PE learning with Live and Learn and your class teachers. Okay, let's go and have a look further down the corridor. So, as we go down the corridor here, we can see our special rainbow of uniqueness that we did for our anti-bullying work last year. That was lots of fun. Now, normally on the corridor here, We would have lots of books all on the corridor ready for you to take home. Now reading is going to work a little bit differently this year, so you will have books in your classroom that you will be able to take home and bring back that we will then clean, but they're not going to be on the corridor because we're trying to keep everybody safe and to minimise the things that are going home and coming back. And then this is our special reading area, our library area with lots of books in, and then over here we've got Paddington, because at our school we've been learning about different places around the world, and Paddington every month sends us a postcard, and Mrs. Peart will be talking to you about that in assembly over the next few months. We'll get to find out about where he's been to visit. It's very exciting. Now over here we have our sunshine room, and our sunshine room, unfortunately, we're not going to be using it very much at the moment. Mrs. Richmond's going to be working in here a lot when she's doing some of her learning mentor work. But normally that's a space that we might go in to do ICT work, we might go to do some games, and hopefully that we'll be able to use that room again really soon. And as we come further down, we've got a little shared area here that one class will be using, so that they've got an area outside of the classroom. So that will be class 1 or class 2's area, and the other class will be using the rainbow room to do some of their learning. And then as we come down here, we're coming now to class 3. And this area outside, look at their amazing dinosaur display. This area outside they're also going to use for some of their learning if they need to have an extra space as well. Now, again, this looks a little bit different. We've had a new door on here, but these are our girls' toilets. So for those of you that are moving up into year 1, you might not know what these toilets look like. You might not have been yet. And so these are the toilets for the girls if you are in year 1 or year 2, okay? And then just round here, we've got our sinks and lots of signs to help us so that we know how to wash our hands. And then over here at the back, we've got our paper towels and a little bin to pop them in, okay? We have to be very sensible in here, and then we go straight back out again, back to our classroom. Okay, so a little bit further down the corridor, and we're going to, this is where class 3 is. So if you are in class 3 in September, this is where, now class 3 have had a new door as well. So they've got their new door on there, and then over here, this is class 3 sandwich trolley. So if you're bringing sandwiches from home, that's where you'll need to put them. Okay, and again, outside of their classroom, look, we've got a little soap dispenser to help you to keep your hands clean when you're moving around school. The next room we're going to come to is our cloud room, and this is an area that we use for lots of different things in school, but actually this area is going to only be used by class 5 when we come back, so that they've got another space if they need it to do their learning. And then as we come further down, we're coming now to class 4 and class 5, to our year 1 classes. Now here we have another area that we've been doing work on in the holidays. So this is the cloakroom for classes 3 and 4. This is where you will hang your coats up and put your PE kits if you're in class 3 or class 4. So if we open it up, those of you that have seen this room before will know that it's very different. So we've had it all decorated, and we've had all new coat pegs added, ready for you to bring them in. So class 4 will be on the left and class 3 will be on the right. And when you come next week, if you're in one of these classes, your name pegs will be there, your name cards will be next to the pegs, ready for you to hang your things up. You've got to find yours when you come in. And then through here, this is where we have the boys' toilets. Now we come through into here, and then we've got our boys' toilets through here. So just like in the girls, lots of soap, making sure we're washing our hands over into the toilet, and our paper towels go in the bin just there, okay? So this is where the boys will come if they need the toilet. Again, Mrs. Peart wants to make sure everybody's really sensible when they're in the toilet. And then when we come out of the cloakroom, we come to class 4 and class 5. So class 4 is here, ready for when you return. And then if you're bringing sandwiches from home, class 4 and 5 share a trolley. So they've got a lovely big label on for you so that you know where to put your sandwiches. And then class 5's room is just there. And then when we move further down, if you're in class 5, your name pegs are all ready on the corridor, ready for where you will need to put your coats when you come back. And then we come down to our foundation area. So this area has got a special gate here, and that's just there to keep you safe. So if you're in class 6, 7 and 8, you're very new to our school. This is going to be the first time that you're going to start at our school. So we have this gate there just so everybody knows that we don't come out of this area unless we've got a grown-up with us, okay? And so when the grown-ups come down, we unlock the gate, and then we close it and lock it behind us to make sure everybody's safe. So when we come down into our foundation area part here, we have got class 6 and class 7, and then class 8 is just through the doorway there, okay? So class 6 and class 7 share a classroom, which is very exciting. So if you're in class 6 or class 7, when you watch your video, you'll see all the different areas that you've got in there. And here we have a little area where we might work if we're in our foundation classes. And then we have our proud clouds. These are little messages that grown-ups can write down about and send into school to say how proud they are of something that you've achieved at home, something maybe you've been working really hard on. And so they will be being sent out to the grown-ups, and hopefully we'll get lots of those back in so that we can put more up this year as well. Okay, so we've got class 7 here. Now if you're in class 6, 7 or 8, your packed lunch trolley is just here. So if you're bringing packed lunches from home, they will just go on. You've got to look and find your class number to make sure you get it on the right shelf. And then as we go through here, this is class 8. So we come through to class 8 into the door here, but this is the part where you can go to the toilet if you are in class 6, 7 or 8. So you don't go to the larger toilets, they're just for children in years 1 and year 2. You guys come to the toilets here. So you've got your own toilets that's shared between the classes, and then your sinks are there ready for when you need to go. And then class 8's classroom is just through there. Okay, and I think, let me have a look, I don't think we showed you. So if you're in class 7, look, your coat pegs are here, ready, all the way along there, and class 6's are just over here. So that's where you'll hang your pegs up when you come in on your first day. So that is everywhere inside of school. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to hand over to your class teacher, and they are going to give you a little tour of your classroom so that you've got an idea of what it looks like. Lots of our classrooms have been decorated as well this year, so that's very exciting. They're looking very fresh and very clean. So I'm going to hand over to your class teacher so they can show you all of the lovely areas in your new classroom and what it looks like, so that you can be even more excited about coming back next week.
Hi, I'm Miss Todd and I teach in class 6. Hello, and I'm Mrs Haig and I teach in class 7. We hope you've had a lovely summer break so far. While you've been on holiday, we've been really lucky and have had our classrooms decorated. So now we're going to show you around so you know what our classrooms look like. Come inside and have a look. When you first arrive, you've got to walk up this ramp, right up to the top. And then using this special little box, you need to squirt some sanitizer on your hands, give them a rub, and then you can come in through the door.
So when we come in the door, class 6 and class 7 are 2 separate classes, but we're very lucky in our class that sometimes we get to share both areas. But first thing in the morning, class 7 will come into their classroom and class 6 will come through to our classroom. So when you come through the door, you've got to walk across class 7, through to class 6 and out of class 6's doors. And then find your peg to put your coat on. Once you've put your coat away, you can come and put your bag in your drawer, which will be here. Then, first thing in the morning, you'll have a busy job to do. We'll go on the carpet to do some learning. But when you're busy choosing, you can use lots of different areas. And in class 6, we use our carpet for construction. So we might have the road mat out, and there'll be some construction on the shelves. We also have our computers. So you can go round the other side, and we have 2 computers that you can go on. We have the finger gym, and there'll be lots of different activities on. At the moment it's got Mrs. Potato Head, so you'll be able to make her look really strange if you want to. Then we've also got our role play, which is all set up ready for you to play. And then we have a table here that we use this table for lots of different jobs. So sometimes it might be doing puzzles, sometimes it might be the snack table, sometimes if you're doing a job with a grown-up, you might come on this table as well. Then we've also got the maths table, and again there'll be lots of different activities on here. At the moment we've got lots of number rhymes or counting activities, and then as we move further round, we've got the writing table. So you can write on the whiteboard, you can write on here. We've got lots of different papers, notebooks, all sorts of things you can use to write with. And then the final area in class 6, we've also got the water. So here's the water. We have some aprons on the back of this cupboard here, so you don't get too wet. And then there's lots of different things that you can use to play with in the water.
Hi everybody, so class 7 children, you two will come through the door and you will go and hang your coat up in the cloakroom. So we will walk the same way, round we go, through the door and find your name on your coat peg and hang up your coat. And then you'll come back into the classroom and you'll put your book bags into your drawers, okay? You'll find your drawer with your name on ready and you'll put your book bag in there. And then, just like in class 6, we have lots of activities to do in the classroom. So this table gets used for lots of different things. Sometimes it has puzzles on, sometimes you might do jobs with grown-ups. Today, it's got a number sorting puzzle out for you. And this table also has got a sorting puzzle out at the moment, but sometimes this is where we sit to have our snacks together. Over here we've got our painting easels, okay, so you can have a go at mixing some colours, painting a picture, but we always have to remember when we're painting that we then go over to our sink and clean our things up. And then by our sink as well, we've got what we call our malleable table. And we always have lots of really exciting activities to do here. Today, you can have a go at making some patterns in some salt, okay? There's lots of different patterns that you can choose and have a go. Over here, in this corner in class 7, is our creative area. And this is where you can do lots of model making or drawing pictures, and we've got a lovely creative trolley that has lots of equipment for you to use and choose. And then we come to our carpet area. This is where we will sit and do lots of really good listening when we're doing our learning together, okay? And we've got our smart board that you can have a go at drawing and writing on as well, and playing lots of different games and doing different activities. And then over at this side of the classroom, we've got some more easels that you can have a go at practicing your letters, okay? And then this is our reading area. So you can go in there and choose a book and sit quietly in there to read a story with your friends or to yourself. We've got our atelier area, and at the moment you can see it's got lots of lovely stones that you can use to make different patterns and pictures. And then we come over to our role play area, and because we're thinking about lots of nursery rhymes this half term, at the moment it is a twinkle twinkle little star, so there are lots of activities that you can do here, coming and counting all the different stars, having a go at drawing a star, okay? And then round this side we have our writing area, and we've got lots of paper and pencils. We've got some pattern tracing that you can do, so you can learn to control your pens and pencils. We've got lots of letter cards out to help you learn the alphabet and help you learn to write your letters. And then we move round to our small world area. And here we have lots of fun here because we've got our lovely doll's house to play with. And then we have our trains, our cars, our building bricks, so you can use your imagination to play there. So, we've shown you all around classes 6 and 7. We're really looking forward to seeing you next week. Can't wait to see you. Bye-bye.